You know that feeling when a song just hits you? Maybe it makes you feel on top of the world, or maybe a simple melody brings you right back to a specific memory. Maybe even brings a tear to your eye. Ever wonder how that works? Well, today we're diving deep into the science of music, all the way from the raw physics of sound to the incredible way it triggers emotion in our brains. And our guide on this journey is, let's say, a little unusual. An ancient and apparently very musical dragon named Zoran. So, let's get into it. And right away, Zoran sets the stage with this. I love this. He's basically saying, look, sound isn't just some background noise we hear. It's a fundamental force. It's a language woven into the very fabric of existence. So I guess it's time we learned how to speak it.
And according to our Dragon Guide, if we want to understand the song, we have to start with the breath. And that breath, well, it all begins with a simple physical act. Vibration.
So what even is sound? At its core, it's a disturbance, a ripple. It's what's called the mechanical wave, which is just a fancy way of saying it needs stuff to travel through. Think about dropping a pebble in a pond. The sound is that ripple spreading out, but instead of water, it's moving through the air around us, or the water we're swimming in, or even the stone of a mountain.
And this is a really key difference. Unlike light, which is an electromagnetic wave and can zoom right through the total emptiness of space, sound absolutely cannot. It needs particles, molecules, to carry its energy. This is exactly why in the movies, when a spaceship blows up, it should be totally silent. It's spectacular for sure, but quiet. No air, no sound. Simple as that.
Zoran calls this the cosmic domino effect. And honestly, it's the perfect way to picture it. So a sound starts, let's say my voice, and it pushes on the air molecules right in front of my mouth. Those molecules then bump into their neighbors, who then bumped into their neighbors, and on it goes, this chain reaction. But here's the crucial part. The molecules themselves don't really go anywhere. They just kind of jiggle in place. It's the energy of that initial push that travels in a wave. Just like a line of dominoes where each one falls but stays in its spot.
Okay, so every single one of these sound waves has two main properties. First, you've got frequency. That's how fast the wave is vibrating, how quickly those dominoes are falling. Our brain hears that and calls it pitch. A really fast vibration, a high frequency, is a high-pitched sound, like a flute. Then you've got amplitude. That's the size, the sheer power of the wave. Our brain interprets that as loudness. A huge amplitude, that's a loud sound, like, say, a dragon's roar.
So, we have these raw vibrations. We've got pitch and we've got loudness. But how do you get from that raw physical stuff to something that can actually communicate a feeling? Well, that's where we get into the language of notes.
Turns out our brains are incredible pattern-detecting machines. They're always looking for simple, clean relationships. And in music, when two notes have a simple mathematical ratio between their frequencies, like say 3:2, our brains perceive that as stable and pleasing. We call it consonant. On the other hand, when the ratio is messy and complex, like 16:15, it creates a clashing wave pattern. Our brain hears that and feels tension. It sounds dissonant. So this whole dance between stability and instability, it's not just a matter of opinion, it's baked right into the physics.
And then you can arrange these notes into scales, which give us distinct emotional flavors. Just look at the patterns here for major and minor scales. They're almost identical. They're both made of whole and half steps. But that one tiny shift in the sequence, it changes everything. It's the difference between a bright, happy, triumphant sound and something that feels sad or thoughtful or introspective. It just goes to show you how the grammar of this universal tongue creates very specific meaning.
Okay, we've got the physics. We've got the structure, the grammar, but now for the big one, right? The million-dollar question. How does all of this, wires and waves and ratios, actually make us feel something? Yeah, this is the real magic we're all trying to figure out. How do these organized patterns of air pressure get inside our ears, go to our brains, and get translated into these incredibly deep, complex emotions that we feel when we're listening to music?
Well, one of the best explanations we have is something called musical expectation. See, your brain is a total prediction machine. It's always guessing what's going to happen next based on all the patterns it's ever learned. So when you're listening to a song and the music does something unexpected, it throws in that dissonant, clashing sound we talked about. It violates your brain's prediction. That creates tension. But then, when the music resolves back to that nice, pleasing, consonant sound, it fulfills the expectation, and that gives you this amazing feeling of release. This constant cycle of tension and release is what drives the emotional roller coaster of music.
Of course, it's not just one thing. Our emotional response is more like a cocktail of ingredients. You've got the rhythm, right? Is it fast and exciting or slow and calming? You've got the harmony. Is it tense or is it relaxed? You have the pitch. Is it high and frantic or low and powerful? And you even have the timbre, which is the unique sound or color of an instrument. Is it a sharp trumpet or a smooth cello? Our brain takes all of this information, mixes it all together, and creates one single, unified emotional experience.
And here it is, the chemical payoff. When we experience that awesome release of musical tension, or even just hear a part of a song we absolutely love, our brain's reward system lights up. It releases dopamine. Yep, the same feel-good chemical you get from food or exercise or other deeply pleasurable things. So, music literally feels good because our brain is designed to give us a little treat for listening to it. It's rewarding us for figuring out the patterns.
Okay, let's zoom back out. We've gone from a single vibration in the air all the way to a full-blown neural symphony inside our heads. So, what does it all mean in the grand scheme of things?
Zoran leaves us with this really beautiful, kind of mind-bending thought. If everything in the universe is vibrating, from the tiniest atoms to the biggest galaxies, then maybe music isn't something we just invented. Maybe it's a fundamental part of reality that we just learned how to tap into. Maybe we're all just different notes in one huge universal song.
And so, that's the final question our Dragon Guide leaves us with. The universe is singing its song all around you. Are you listening? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I hope from now on you hear the world just a little bit differently.